Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad you're here this morning. Got a big show lined up, but first, let's take a look at that weather. Brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning. Drew Pollard, hard-working crew, taking care of our everyday comfort needs. It's going to get up to 72 today, but tonight it's going to be back down to low 50s. It's been some chilly nights here in the springtime. Our water temperature has dropped a degrees down to back to 65, so hopefully it'll kick back in toward the end of the weekend. We're looking at our river readings brought to us by Panama City Coca-Cola. Folks, the rivers are high. Take a look at the Apalachicola of Brunstown. This morning is reading a 22.7. 22.7 on the Apalachicola at Brunstown. Choctaw Carabelle, 12.6, which is really, really high for both rivers. So be well aware of that and take measurements if you need to. Our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. One more day of neap tides. Tomorrow's tides are going to be decent, but the weekend tides are going to be strong. If you're looking at Saturday tides, one of the best tides all month long. Saturday should be a good day to go fishing if the base systems will cooperate with us. Our wind direction will be coming out of southeast at about 9. All right, we'll take a break, come back with our special guest. Okay, welcome back. And our guest this morning, familiar face, one of the big sponsors of Panhandle Outdoors, Daniel Cole. Good morning.
What's going on? Good to see you.
Always good to see you. We always love to talk about boats. Of course, yesterday's show we were talking about safe boating, and boats are so prevalent throughout the Florida Panhandle, freshwater and saltwater. And Daniel's a boating expert, but you sent me some pictures last night of a cool boat. So we're going to tell us about this boat here, Daniel. This is cool.
Sometimes what we do is really fun. This is actually a Shepherd. These boats were made in Ontario, Canada, and they're beautiful boats. This one's been restored. What's interesting is a young man purchased this boat back in 1960, and he had that boat right up until the gentleman that we just did the survey for bought it from him. It had been stored in his shed. It's been through several morphosis. It's been repowered a couple times, and it most recently did a painstaking plank off of frame restoration where they took all the wood off, put it all back on, epoxied everything, new hardware, new everything. Wow. And it was quite an undertaking when they did that. And this gentleman just bought it. The only thing not original to the boat is the motor and the trailer itself. The original trailer had rusted away. Wow. But had a new one built. But this particular boat is really neat. They're 16 foot long, 6.5 foot beam, and like the other picture shows, it's been totally restored.
When he sent this to me last night, the first thing I glanced at, that's a cartocraft. I know a lot of y'all are thinking the same thing, because that was the boats back in the 50s. They were like this, and that was made in Canada, and cartocraft was here. So we got some more pictures of it. Is this not beautiful?
Yeah, this the wooden craftsmanship. You just don't see nothing like this anymore.
Wow.
It's
same steering wheel.
Yep, original.
Upholstery.
It has been reupholstered.
Right, but look how it matches it. That's beautiful.
They did a great job.
Let's see. That's
the brand name.
In Ontario, Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Goodness gracious.
This boat had lived a lot of its life down in Mount Dora.
Oh, yeah.
And they did a lot of lake stuff down there. A lot of boat shows. Very simple, but very neat the way it's done. Well, it's just really a fun boat to do. It's interesting. You've got your switching and your modern gauges, but then one of the pictures shows it still has the original gauges that came on the boat.
Oh my goodness.
And because of the technology of the engines, there they are.
There they are, original
Because of
gauges.
the technology of the engines, the gauges don't work any longer, but for the aesthetics of them, what a neat thing, you know.
I just have such admiration for for these old boats and all. I know down in Outdoors they have, back when I was really involved with the Cartercraft, in fact we had 2 years we did a Cartercraft reunion, had folks bring their boats from all over the Southeast, and Mike Miller and a group of us did that. And also Mountain Door has an antique boat show down there once a year.
This one's been a regular entrance in that too.
Has it really? I've seen the pictures. I thought about going down every year, but the Cartercraft I had 2. I ended up, as always, well, somebody else wanted more than I did, and you always regret, as you see, especially seeing a picture like this, you regret selling it because it's very similar. We have a lot of heritage here in Florida on the coast of these old wooden boats. I know they've even made, most small towns have some kind of boat people going. Apalachicola, they build a lot of oyster boats down there. Their boat building heritage in Apalachicola was something else.
Yeah, oysters and shrimp boats.
And shrimp boats. And I know your dad was involved in boats for a long, most of his life, wasn't he?
Well, he was. But he was steel hull. He was a tugboat captain. So.
Yeah.
But if you're in Appalachia, somehow or another, you're involved with the boat business. So.
And all along the river systems up to Choctawhatchee and Apalachicola, they made these wooden bateaus. You couldn't go buy a boat. You had to make your own boat. And I can remember my granddad's old boat. That was heavy. It would get wet, and he didn't want you to help him pull it down to the water. And I was little, and it was heavy.
Yep.
Get waterlogged.
That's what my first boat was. I bought. It was a 14-foot wood bateau. It had been built over a wee wall.
Yep.
And it had a little 9.5 horse Johnson's Seahorse on it. And I don't know how many hours me and my wife put on that thing. Up Econfina Creek and Bear Creek and all over, but we had a blast on that thing.
Now, one time, Apalachicola had like a little boat building class, a little museum or something. They still
did.
have that?
I don't know if it's still there or not.
After a hurricane or something?
I haven't been there. I haven't been to that building in quite a few years, but I know that they were for a while.
I know, yeah. They were replicating the old boat building, and they actually had a class building some old boats, and people would come like once a week and do stuff on it. It was really a neat idea. But I haven't heard, it might have been the hurricane set them back or something, but I haven't heard much about it lately. If you folks down there know much about it, let us know. They're all kind of, we have such nautical history here in the Panhandle that sort of helps you in your business because the love of boats is sort of why you're in business. Well, that's your job.
That's right. We see them all, but this one here I just wanted to share with you because
I'm glad
I just thought
that
was a really unique piece of history. You think about, being built in the 60s,
Yeah.
We're talking about a 64-year-old boat.
Yeah.
But still going.
And big thing is made out of wood. I know you have a lot of old cars and all, they're made out of metal, but those old boats are made out of wood. And the quality of wood they used back then was just spectacular. I remember the old loggers, they built their houses out of their old wood, they cut themselves.
Yeah.
And they built the boats out of that. All right, we're going to take a break, come back, we're going to talk about some more modern boats now. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Sitting with Daniel Cole, Panhandle Outdoors boat expert. Always glad to have him on the staff and come on the show and share his knowledge. I first want to say good morning to one of my viewers, George Sankey from Lynn Haven. We're going to add your name to the pickle jar. Your sweet wife gave us your name this past couple of days ago. So anyway, going from boats, hunting and quail and all, what's been going on with that? So
didn't get to go this year. With the few times it actually got cold, we just weren't able to put it together, and it was too hot most of the wintertime to run the dogs. It's really, the temperature predicates more than anything because of the dogs. So I didn't get to go this year.
I was telling Jeff and some other folks, I've only gone one time this year. It's been rare, and I miss it. We're going to have to try to catch up with it maybe next year. We do have an announcement talking about nautical stuff. In 2 weeks, March the 23rd, they've done this before. It's down in San Andrew Marina, sort of cut off at the top. It's a nautical yard sale from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. And any kind, it's all nautical. So clean out your storage locker, garage, shed, and turn it into cash. And space is limited, first come, first serve. Table and parking spaces provided. Nautical items only. And Daniel, if you're like me, I've got so much old junk. I was looking at it yesterday. when I saw this announcement, and I've got like boxes of reels. I may just go down there for 2 hours and sell all that mess. So I always used to collect it because I said, well, I can get it fixed, and then I find another one, and another one, and the next thing you know, you got 15 of them.
That's right.
And
you can't tell which one works.
Yeah, and most of them don't work. And then I finally broke down one day and said, well, I think I'm going to go buy me a new one. and I've been spoiled now with the technology on new stuff. Getting back to boats, though, everything going good in the boating world?
Oh, yeah. Very, very busy, but we've got time. Anyone needs anything, we'd be glad to help you out. The fall was kind of slow, but it was for everybody, it seemed like. Mm-hmm. And it just really picked up. Getting into this spring, it's going to be, it already is, it's wide open. So
yeah, about to kick off.
We really, I've said this before, but we do a lot for individuals, but our charter fleet captains, I think that's some of the best people we've got, and I'd really love the opportunity to just say, man, thank you guys. Y'all keep us busy, keep us working, and it's always a pleasure. They're absolutely some of the best people in the world to deal with and work with, and we try to take really good care of them for that reason, because that's a lot of our economy here in Bay County. They're really important, and people don't realize that, but they really do. Every time you pass by Captain Anderson's or somewhere, and you see these boats all lined up out there, those represent some really hard-working men, take good care of their families and do what they need to do, and they keep our economy booming. So we really appreciate them.
You better believe it. I know most of them, almost all of them, and I've known their families for years. And first of all, you're right. They're hard-working. That's hard work. But they really care about taking the customers out when I'm trying to put them on the fish. They're good people. I've known them a long time. They're good people. And like I say, the family is all supportive, and we're very blessed here in the Panama City area to have such a charter fleet like we do, offshore, and these inshore guys. I know a bunch of those inshore guys. They work hard too. That's really good. Most of the big boats, how often do you do those big boats, like the captain big boats? Once a year, every couple of years?
Usually, well, insurance has got here lately where they're making them do them every 2 years.
Every 2 years. Okay.
Yeah, so we've really made some price decreases for their benefit because of how often they're having to do it, and show our appreciation for their continued support for our business too. But we see them all the time. I mean, we're always in Miller Marine. Yeah. You'll see them all the time. I mean, if people knew how much money it takes to keep those boats up and running, because they're constantly out for this and that, and the maintenance and everything, and these guys take a lot of pride in their boats, and we think of that charter fishing kind of like, well, that's what the tourists do when they come. But if you live locally and you don't have a big boat and you want to fish, these guys know where to take you and where to get them. So keep that money at home, and get one of our local guys to take you, because they stay on top of it.
Right.
And like I said, they're just a great. I couldn't name off all the great people that I've been blessed to come in contact with in the marine industry here. So
I'm a great example of it. I love going out with these captains and all. I don't have a big boat, but man, we have some great trips year after year. And I do miss the head boats. We just don't have the old Florida Queen. And I used to love to go to overnight trips. And I think we got 1 or 2 left. How many head boats we have now? Do you even know out there? Eric and Michael wiped out most of them.
3 or 4, 5.
Yeah, a couple
6.
of them. Okay, and I still may go on a trip to some of those. All the old captains I went with, like Bobo and all of them, they're not doing it much anymore, so at all. But speaking of Mike Miller and Miller Marine, when I pulled out, I can see their business from when I pulled out from my road and all. It always puts a smile on my face, because here he is, 1, 2, 3. Third generation. His daughters are helping run it. They're 4th generation.
Isn't that amazing? I mean, such a wonderful family. Family operation, hard work, years of dedication, and in my experience, in no way has any of the quality or the attention to detail slipped. They are just an outstanding outfit.
Mike and a group of us are in the process, and I'll tell you a lot more about it later, of actually getting a lighthouse put in downtown, and hopefully to honor these fishing families from several generations. And it's really a unique situation. It won't be a working lighthouse, it'll just be a lighthouse replica, sort of like having the one down at Port St. Joe. So anyway, been trying to do this for years, getting closer and closer to doing it. So that's good too, because nowhere around here have we honored our fishing heritage as far as, of course we wrote a book on it, but you don't see anything, any kind of any kind of buildings or anything honoring the boat building and fishing heritage here. So we hope to get that done. Getting back to the boats, these charter boats, I know that they keep them going because they have to make a living. If and when you see a problem, usually what's a problem you will see in some of these big boats?
You never know. I mean, the rules and regulations for charter captains and their boats are so stringent. I mean, not only do they have us looking at them, but they've got the Coast Guard constantly looking at them. They've got constant inspections and stuff. So pretty much the up and up, everything's kept up above board and in good shape. That would be a typical item we would find on, say, just a pleasure craft. But they use them so long and so hard during the season. If something's going to go wrong, typically it's going to be an engine. Something's going to happen, it's going to be a major deal. And so major deals, they cost a lot of money to fix. And so, but as far as the maintenance and care of these vessels, we've been nothing but, we're not even surprised at how well they're kept because they are so stringently reviewed. But it's good evidence of the captain's character that the boat is so well kept.
Yeah.
If you had somebody who was constantly getting flagged, having problems and stuff, you would know that guy didn't care much. But, our captains we deal with, man, they're just top notch.
That's cool. That's cool. All right, let's take a final break. Come back with Daniel Cole. Okay, welcome back. Let's take a quick look at our fishing game time today, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. About 1:33 to 3:33 this morning, and this evening after lunch, 1:59 to 3:59. It warmed up a little bit then, and the wind's not too bad today. We got to show this one picture. This little girl will be watching the show this morning, and her mom's watching, her dad. So here we go right here. Tiffany Harmon, Peyton, this is Peyton, got her first turkey today. I don't think I've ever seen Stephen more excited. So I touched base with Tiffany. She used to go to Mosley, and this is her granddaddy. Okay, this is Peyton, her dad, and granddad, and that is a special time. This past Saturday, the youth turkey hunt. We've got several more to show, but I want to show this one today. Got some more coming tomorrow. But is that not a classic? She's got a turkey over her shoulder, headed back to camp. And I love that picture. Congratulations, Peyton. We're proud of you. I know that's some exciting, unforgettable memories and all. Talking about fishing, Billy Grantham sent this to me last night. Check it. He said on the bottom line right here, Lake Seminole getting hot. Okay, I don't know. Okay, this past weekend, that's a fine bass right there. And then another one, look at the two fine bass coming out of Lake Seminole. So we were talking about, it's about time. I know you're going to get your boat ready pretty soon.
I'm ready. I'm ready to get it out of the shed and get it cleaned up.
Are you going to be going catfishing or bass?
I'm really wanting to go do some more catfishing. I've really got hooked with that and enjoy it. I like brim fishing and all, but
Yeah.
for what you get, the catfish, you get a nice catfish, buddy, you got something.
Yeah, the week before last, Bill Adams and Bill Shields, they were down at Howard Creek, and they were catching catfish on a trot line in the middle of the day, which is, usually don't do it, but
Right.
they're out there, they're going to bite. How do you like to fish for them?
I learned from a guy on YouTube, I just like to put a lot of rods out, anchor the boat off, find them on the bottom, and just sit, just like you're bottom fishing. But a guy that several people on YouTube I've actually learned this from, just using chicken breast meat. I guess it's so similar to fish that they bite that really well.
Huh.
And it's easy when you're heading out. If you don't have fresh fish to use, you can just run in and get that at a store on your way out when you fuel up. So it's
You just cut it up
very
and
good. Yeah, cut it into a cube, like a 1x1 cube. Put it on a hook and put it down there, and I've had very good success with that.
Oh, that's cool. That's interesting. I guess it stays on the hook good too.
It does.
That texture of that meat. I thought about that.
And that, you know, because the breast meat's a little bit tough anyway.
Right.
So it, but I'm assuming that it's enough like fish that the chicken confuses them, but they don't mind it. They love it. So we've had really good luck with that.
I think I want to make a list one day of all the different catfish bait that people have used over the years. It's been incredible.
I've tried strength bait. I've tried all. I've had no success whatsoever with any of that stuff. But that chicken, they love it, and you don't have to soak it in. You know, people soak hot dogs in Jello. They do all kind of crazy stuff. And
it's amazing.
that chicken, you just cut a cube, put it on the hook, throw it out there, and if they're there, they'll bite it.
The original ones, the old timers out there know what I'm talking about. The catawba worm. But you had to sort of turn it inside and out to get this. But they had a tough skin. They would stay on the hook. I think that's why the old timers enjoyed it and liked it so much, because it would stay on there.
That's right.
But the catfishing is a lot of fun. We used to do it down below the dam in Chattahoochee. You get on those sandbars and sort of tight line it, but the bait it always tickled me. Then big earthworms. A lot of folks use big earthworms, and then
that's right. I don't know what it is with the chicken. I mean, maybe they like that with everything.
That's interesting. You folks send in, y'all send in some of your concoctions you have for catfish. I know Bill Shields has he mixes up all kinds of stuff, you think, and boils it, cooks it, and all kinds of stuff, and he swears by it. I forget what all he puts in it. It's humorous to hear him talk about it. So,
but that chicken, you don't have to tight line or nothing. You just put your rod in the thing and leave it. And when they hit it,
I like that.
Rod just.
You got a bunch of channel cat, blue cat, or
channel cat, blue cat. It's butter cat. They're good too. But whatever's out there, they seem to love it.
That's the best eating fish in the river, catfish.
I love it. I really do.
I love eating catfish and all. Do you ever do any kind of trot lining, or you just fish off the boat?
No, I just fish off the boat.
Any particular time of day, or?
Not really. Whenever I can go, you know. When you go, you can go.
We've heard that before. The big thing about going, though, is actually being able to get to some water. You like some moving water, then some soft water. What they call soft water.
That's right.
Not moving a lot. And do you fish all the way on the bottom?
Yeah. The other thing, we've tried a few times, and I just don't have enough experience with it. But flathead.
Yeah.
Catfishing. You catch some of those. That's like catching a small grouper.
Oh my goodness.
There's a lot of good eating on that.
We've covered some of those tournaments and all. Talked to a lot of people, and they use those live brim, but they'll fish at night. They fish all night long, and that's gotten really big now. A lot of catfish tournaments. In fact, they're having one coming up pretty soon. We're going to talk about. Well, Daniel, we're about running out of time again.
Well, thank you for having me.
I always appreciate you coming on and all the work you do and keeping everybody's boat straight. Now, if you need any kind of evaluation or what, just get a hold of you.
Condition, value, whatever. Just let us know.
All right.
We'll be glad to work in.
All right. And maybe you get to go catfishing this weekend.
I won't this weekend, but definitely coming up soon.
I understand. Appreciate it. Thank you all for watching Panhandle Outdoors. We appreciate the viewership. Do something good for someone else today. Have a great day. Enjoy the outdoors. Take care of it. And God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.